how has your vision changed?
With this album, and songwriting in general, back when I first started writing songs when I was 12 years old, I kind of made these internal goals for myself that if by some crazy, miraculous string of events were to occur and I were to have some sort of success in music, that I would want to stay the same person and I would want to stay the same songwriter. And when I was writing songs at 12, I was sitting there with my guitar or a piano, and I was writing songs that I didn't think anyone would ever hear. So they came out pretty honest. And I sort of got into a pattern and a habit, and I just kept writing songs as if no one would ever hear them. Writing this album, I guess I knew that there's a great possibility that anything I was writing might possibly make it on a record and people might hear it, but I've always just kind of naturally gone back to a place of writing as if it was a secret song, as if it was a message in a bottle that only the person that I wanted to hear the message would hear. And I think writing from that place where it's like, nobody's ever going to hear this, it enables you to be a little more honest, rather than if I factored in all the millions of opinions that might someday meet this song, I would probably edit it down to nothing if I thought about all that.
Wow, it's brave though.
Thank you.
It's brave, it's good. I appreciate it. Marsha, what do you want?
Well, honestly, you've been through such incredible times, and just out of everything, what would be your happiest moment from last year?
That's a good question. I think for me, just personally, the last year has been a complete whirlwind in my mind of trying to make the right record and trying to make this album something that I would sit here and be undeniably proud of. And so I pushed myself harder than I've ever pushed myself creatively. Like, I didn't have co-writers, so I was constantly scouring every single lyric going like, that could be better, that visual could be better, like, and just like constantly going over it. And I had these lists of songs that kept changing and all that, and finally I got to this one moment. I think it was in, I forget what month it was in, but it was this one moment where I finished a song called The Story of Us, and all of a sudden the album was done to me, and I just knew it, and it was nothing, it was just a feeling I had, and I put the pencil down, and I was just like, you are done, album, you're finished, and I know it, and that moment of personal accomplishment for me of like, I can stop obsessing over this and go back to society now is what's really exciting for me.
That's incredible.
Good question. It's interesting because then you get to start spending time with that music in a whole different way.
Absolutely. You know, storytelling is one of my favorite things in the world, and storytelling in the form of a song is in first place. But then again, when you write a song, the next step in that storytelling process can be making a music video for it. That's a form of storytelling. And then you know, I get to take those songs on tour and portray them on a stage visually and make it theatrical, and it's just, I love the process. It's really fun.
Speaking of going on tour, when you have a big album, Speak Now is a huge success, so now that means you're going to have a huge tour. So Elwyn has a question about that.
Are you planning on touring soon? And if so, what could we expect from it?
I am planning on touring soon, and we're actually planning it now, and I'm waking up in the middle of the night with these ideas in my head of like, oh, that's the color tone scheme. And so that's what I think of, that's what I do on a Saturday night. And I'm just like, I know exactly the treatment for this particular song, and it's going to segue in exactly 37 seconds into this next song. Meanwhile, I'm changing clothes. And so I get really excited about putting it together, and we're going to start as soon as possible. It's going to be a worldwide tour, and I'm really stoked to come back to Canada and see you guys.
We're excited.
Thank you.
You guys going to go? You guys going to go? Okay, cool. I'll be there too. We have more coming up with Taylor Swift, more of your questions, but right now let's get to some of Taylor's music.